Hi, I'm Dave from boyinaband.com, and that was a ridiculously high hi. I've just got Reason 6 from Propellerhead finally, so I'm really excited to show you guys some of the new features in it, and as an excuse to try out this new content type. I've been looking at a lot of YouTube videos lately, and I've noticed that video game commentaries are really big on YouTube, and people tend to enjoy watching other people's tactics and stuff like that. But here's my kind of take on that, a music style commentary, where I'll be making a song, well a loop in this occasion, and I'll talk about it as I do so. So I'll keep in where I go wrong so you can see the kind of raw process, and it will be less concise than my tutorials. I don't know if you know, but I write out like every single word before I do a tutorial. So yeah, I thought it might be nice for you to see the creative process since I kind of mask that with the tutorials and the 7-day songs. So I'm going to try a dubstep loop in this one. Nothing too fancy, just to try out the new devices, because dubstep kind of comprises everything that I need in order to show you the 3 new devices and the audio as well. I'll discuss that too. But we're going to start with a beat, which is a nice place to begin, at least for me, when I'm not entirely sure what kind of melody I want. So we're going to chuck in, I usually put a mixer in first, just so I can always add in effects later quite easily, or other devices, or split up the samples from Kong or Redrum. I'm going to go for Kong this time. You'll notice the patch is initialized. That's because I went to Edit, Preferences, and here you've got this option under Miscellaneous in General, Load Default Sound in New Devices, and by deselecting that, everything's initialized automatically. A convenient little tip there. So I'm going to find some samples by opening up in the N and Nano sampler in this instance of Kong, and I've got some new ones from Prime Loops, which is the sample pack company I really like and I work with because I really like them. And this one, Dubstep Illusions, I found was really quite cool. Had some nice one-shots and loops. So we'll have a look through the kicks, see if we can find a starting point. It's quite a nice one actually. Let's have a look, see if there's any others. It's got a nice deep end to it. Oh, that's good. Quite a clicky one. Let's layer that with one that has a bit more top. Yeah, you just got to find one that has a reasonable top without having too much low end. That's quite a nice thud to the top end of it. So if we layer that, we're using the link groups here. And I'm just using my MIDI keyboard to trigger it. See, it's quite bassy because I think there might be some low end left in that. So if we use a filter to just high pass it, so without and with, you can hear it's a bit less bouncy. I think that's a bit cleaner. Maybe bring that one up. There we go. So that's a starting point for the kick, and for the snare, let's have a look through the snares they've got. There's some really good ones, particularly the top I found very good with the top, and all you need is just a nice kind of punchy snare underneath. It's quite a nice one. So we'll get something punchy underneath that. Yeah, just something that has a reasonable kind of punch, around 200 hertz if you want that kind of more modern dubstep sound. Let's see what they've got in the older sample packs as well. Dubstep Producer had a few decent ones. Dubstep beats, snare drums. Don't know why I'm not going methodically. It's probably make more sense to do that. That's got a reasonable low end there. Kind of bring that up with some EQ. Again, use the link groups so that when that triggers, this also triggers. Sweet. In fact, I can show you that if I hit tab and take 3 and 4 to a... Let's make an EQ so I can go into there. Trying to find where everything is with the new layout. I don't know why they've got the old EQs still in there. It seems kind of redundant now that we've got the M-class stuff. Anyways, this 3 and 4 go into here and take the master output. So that's the kick, and we can go about boosting the snare. If we root them out instead of the master FX, out 3 and 4. And they're going through here, as you can see, and we can quite easily see, I like this one, how you can see that There it is. You got a much punchier low end that way. Okay, and that on its own will be a bit thin, but let's record it first before we chuck on a loop on the top, which is what I'm going to do. So here we go. Click, pre, and let's do it in a block, just to keep things nice and tidy. Here we go. So right click, quantize the notes, make sure they're all in time, and there we go. Keep that pre on for all the other things we're going to record. It's a little bit messy there. Let's tidy that up. I found that for some reason my screen capture software doesn't like me to click and drag things in the sequencer, which is really annoying, but I can copy and paste, so I'll make do with that. There we go. So that's the kind of starting point. Let's call this our loop of goodness. Okay, and we're going to add on top of that other combinator, name it loop, and chuck in our home slice, Dr. Octorex, because Dr. Rex is busy and his villainous counterpart has taken over since Reason 5. So let's see what we've got in the drum loops. This is again Dubstep Illusions. A really nice sample pack, has some quite cool loops. Quite a simple one. That's nice. What else we got? That's cool. What's turntablist? Ooh. See, there's some really nice ones. You just got to find one that has more top end than bottom, so you can cut off the low end, but that's what you're focusing on. And something that sounds to you like it would really fit in with a pro song. Oh, that's nice. Has a nice kind of that. So we're going to go with that one. Hit the copy loop to track, which chucks it in there. Disable enable loop playback, otherwise you get this happening. That phasing, as you could hear. So let's loop it. I think that snare and kick are a bit loud. So just try and get them at a volume you're happy with. That's a reasonable starting point. Next up, let's actually start with the new devices. Let's start on a bass, which gives us an excuse to talk about Pulverizer and the Line 6 stuff, which is from Record, but